shiny Giratina that I got for winning the Draft League. So this is my prize for winning the Draft League in the Trainers of the World Discord. How's it going, y'all? If you didn't know, running Regieleki is apparently a meme, so, the more you know. But how is it going? Today we're going to be seeing a 4-win streak that was pretty good, honestly, with the Rillaboom, Weakness Policy Rillaboom team. So let me go back there for a second so we can look at the team paste. Yeah, so something I want to mention before we talk about the team paste also is that I'm going to be not using my new microphone for the first 2 battles just to see the difference between the audio levels, because I've noticed that when I'm using my microphone, it's really hard to get the game volume and my voice at a good level to each other, because it tries to route the game volume into the microphone for some reason, and it doesn't allow me to moderate the sound level as easily for something, I don't know. But so I'm gonna try to figure that out. But yes, so we've got running Regieleki meme and the Weakness Policy Rillaboom team. I've actually been having more success with this team and my Arctivish team than any of the other teams I made this month, which is interesting because I didn't actually feel as good about them to some degree. But I actually do think that this team provides quite a bit of versatility, and you have to really think through your leads, but there's definitely some really good leads that can be done, and if you don't lead a great lead, you can probably still work with it. Porygon 2 is probably one of your safest leads. Rillaboom is a really good lead, and getting up your Aurora Veil is always nice if you can. But let's talk about some of the modes on this team really quick. I do suggest, if you want to see a more in-depth description, definitely look at my 5 teams video for the month, but I'm going to try to keep it pretty short for this one so we can get to these action-packed matches. So the first mode is Weakness Policy Rillaboom paired with Ninetales. If you need to, you can protect both of them first turn or protect just one of them. If you want to protect Rillaboom, set up Aurora Veil. Protect Ninetales, use Grassy Glide. Protect both of them because you're afraid of fake out pressure. There's things you can do, but the idea is that you can Ice Shard self-proc Rillaboom, and if you don't Dynamax, anything you could normally half health with Rillaboom Grassy Glide will now get OHKO'd with Rillaboom Grassy Glide. So you can start picking up OHKOs really quickly while preserving your Dynamax for later to have something that's really hard to take out for your opponent, and allows you to just sweep whatever's left after the Grassy Glide Carnage. So you can start like Ninetales, Rillaboom, Grassy Glide a bunch of things out of existence, and then Dynamax P2 Cinderace, Melodic, or Regieleki at the end, and make it just really hard for your opponent to get through all of that pressure in total. You can also do something like start Regieleki Ninetales and do Electroweb Aurora Veil if you really want to get up that Aurora Veil. You can start Regieleki Cinderace if you want to Dynamax Cinderace, and you can do Electroweb plus max anything with Cinderace, and you'll hopefully still be quicker after the Electroweb lowering, since it is beneficial speed nature Cinderace. You can also, even if you start Regieleki Cinderace, do something like Dynamax Regieleki, get fat damage off with a Max Thunderbolt. You can use Max Strike and still make sure that Cinderace is going to be faster than other things, kind of like Electroweb, but like Dynamax variant and Max Strike. You can also start, I think P2 Melodic or P2 Rillaboom is one of the safest Trick Room leads for this team. Melodic is really nice for if you're trying to ward off and intimidate. And it's really good against Intimidate Pokemon as well. And the reason that it's better with Wide Lens than Blunder Policy, I would say, is because if you miss something while you're in Trick Room, then, getting a Blunder Policy boost is not going to be very good for you. So I think this, makes sense. And So yeah, I think that covers the team pretty well, honestly. Like the most common leads are Ninetales Rillaboom, Regieleki Cinderace, Porygon 2 Melodic, Porygon 2 Rillaboom, um, and then like Rillaboom paired with anything else if you want fake out pressure. You can do things that are crazy like Melodic Ninetales, Melodic Cinderace, I don't know. But I think those are going to be your most standard leads, and you do got to watch out for setting up electric terrain on yourself if you're going to Dynamax Regieleki, but you want to use Cinderace or Hypnosis. So, with that being said, let's get into these matches because I know this is going to be a pretty long video, but it's got some really good matches in it. So, yep, let's get to it. I'm going to be post-commentating these first two, and then I'm going to be live commentating the last two using my microphone. So this opponent has Tangela, Flareon, Omastar, you know this, Clefable, Gengar, and Rhydon. Or, yeah, it was Rhydon. So I do think that Rillaboom is actually going to be really good here. We do have to look out for Flareon, but yeah, it really depends on what happens. So Tangela is a little bit scary. Tangela with Eviolite, I'm sure, is pretty survivable. But, you know, it definitely shakes up my game plan a little, especially because, you know, Clefable can use Minimize and like Cosmic Power and stuff. So I think my best bet is actually going to be just to Dynamax Rillaboom turn 1 and use Max Drum Solar and Blizzard and hope that that does a pretty good amount of damage to both of them. Oof. Dude, you just don't expect that. So, there's definitely something wrong with their Tangela for it to go down that easily from a Ninetales Blizzard. It gets off its sleep powder. That's annoying. Not gonna lie about that. We don't have, you know, Max Flutterby, so it's not like we would have really wanted to target Tangela with that. But we do get the chip damage knockout, which is nice. Oh, but they put me to sleep. So I can't get my Weakness Policy proc. I forgot that Rillaboom is actually faster than Flareon, interestingly enough. Most Flareons have like 150 something, like 160 speed at level 100, which is definitely interesting. My hair out of my eyes. They are going to Dynamax their Flareon, which is a little scary. I decided that I was actually going to target Gengar with Max Quake, which is one of those moves I would make that's like not a very good play. But if they have Focus Sash Gengar, it would have, you know, we have the Hail. They actually Ally Switch. So we get a pretty fat Max Quake off into the Flareon. You can see that if I did have my Weakness Policy proc, that would have just been an instant KO. So, Max Flare comes out. Special Defense Boost does allow us to tank it. And they set off my Weakness Policy. But if they use they use what? If they use Sludge Bomb, actually, if they use Sludge Bomb, that would be kind of bad. So I max guard. After I undynamax, my Grassy Glide will be able to do fat priority damage again, and we don't have to worry about being slower than Gengar. They do have the Toxic Orb Flareon, which means this thing's doing fat damage, and we definitely want to get rid of it before it undynamaxes, so it can't use Facade, aka Fakeade, to Young Me. I still want to call it Fakeade, I'm not gonna lie, but like, it's Facade, it is. So yeah, we just Ice Shard, Grassy Glide. Ninetales, of course, is still asleep. I get like a max sleep roll. But the Weakness Policy activated Grassy Glide. You like to see it, don't you? It's nice to see. So yeah, I mean, we just bring out Melodic and like, just really not that worried about it. If anything, I can just put them to sleep and punish them for putting me to sleep, but they cancel. We didn't even have to use running Regieleki. So let's look. They have like no investment in special defense. That's their problem. They're like, I need to survive physical attacks so bad. And then they have minus special defense nature on their Omastar. So they're really like sacrificing their special defense survivability with this team, which I don't understand. Like, Choice Band Rhydon, oh my god. Like, they probably could have gone minus defense nature on Omastar and it would have been just as fun. I'm sure they're, you know, looking out for Grassy Glides, but okay, so we've got a beat-up team, which my best answer to beat-up is actually going to be to probably just try to Weakness Policy Grassy Glide. So, it is, the Talonflame is something to look out for. They have a lot of flying Pokemon. So, like, it makes using Rillaboom hard, but at the same time, yeah, and then they have Venusaur too, so. The one nice thing about this is what? Like, I can try to fake out their Talonflame and Blizzard, I guess. something we're gonna see. Yeah, sorry. My thoughts started thinking about the next game. They Dynamax their Talonflame, if you can imagine that. Something we're gonna see in the next 2 games is that apparently people are building a core around like Feeny, Grimmsnarl. What was it? It was Feeny, Grimmsnarl, Celesteela, and Spectrier. I don't know if that's like some sort of core that people are doing right now, but like apparently it is. Like they set up the sun on me, which isn't good, and they put my Ninetales to sleep, which is even less good. I have to bring out Regieleki, and I mean, really the only thing that I can do right now is just Dynamax and Max Lightning. Like, I have to hope that their Venusaur is slower than me, or they miss their Sleep Powder, or they just decide not to use Sleep Powder for some reason. Dynamax Regieleki. The team case that I have out doesn't have shiny Regieleki on it. I got that like just a couple days ago as compliments of gigawatts. But okay, so they go for Earth Power. That's not gonna save them. We will one-shot the Talonflame with Max Lightning, and we set up the Electric Terrain so they can't put us to sleep. They probably didn't expect me to Dynamax Regieleki for whatever reason and felt safe going for Earth Power. But yeah, I didn't think it was worth re-releasing the code just to put shiny Regieleki on it, because like, it makes people watching my 5 teams video confused, because some people don't check to see if I had to re-release my code. This code I did not have to re-release. I am a little bit worried about Venusaur. But, I mean, it's faster than me, so if it's gonna do something, it's gonna do something. Like, I really can't, I don't have a say in the matter. What I can try to do is wake up. They try to use Sleep Powder, not smart. My guess is that because they have so many flying Pokemon on their team, they probably forget that Electric Terrain puts Pokemon not being able to be put to sleep. Because, like, yeah, your flying Pokemon can still get put to sleep on Electric Terrain, my guy. Like, I could put to sleep 3/4 of your team on Electric Terrain because you have that many flying Pokemon. So they definitely kind of just like gave up their Togekiss there. It's a roll. I think if I survive another Earth Power, but that was definitely their best move. They detect. I think that's slightly predictable. Yeah, so it knocks me out. No miss? Nice. Nice. That's actually, like, pretty important, if we're being honest. So yeah, we Ice Shard the Venusaur, and we use Trick Room, and I don't think there's a way they can really get out of this. Like, they might do fat damage. Stop using Sleep Powder. Yeah, so they do fat damage. But we get off the Trick Room. And, like, I could recover this turn, but they can only target one person. So I think if I just Ice Shard, Ice Beam, they could protect Venusaur. I don't know. They didn't seem like they had protect. But they can't target both of us, so Ice Beam and Ice Shard could take them out from that range, so no matter what they do, they just have the Brave Bird though. They Brave Bird Ninetales, doesn't take me out, takes them out, so that's game. Well, so we pulled that one back, definitely, you know. All the games were pretty crazy in this video. So let's see what happened in the third one with my actual microphone. Alright, what is up, y'all? So, I'm using the Weakness Policy Rillaboom team again. Let's see what we can do. This matchup looks pretty darn rough, if we're being honest. They don't have access to Trick Room, but they do have Glass Drill. So, maybe we start Cinderace. It will be faster than Raichu and Feeny. I do think that seems good. If that start seems pretty solid with... I want Regieleki, but I need to get rid of Raichu first. And I also wouldn't mind having Ninetales, but I think it would be more valuable to have something like Porygon 2, which is very survivable. So, let's try that. I think even... No, I wouldn't have wanted to really start Regieleki that much. Just because they have Raichu. Okay. So... they might have a eject button, right? Which I would not be happy about. If they do have a eject button, and I max Steel Spike them, then they're just going to eject out. Which means it gives them a turn to target down Cinderace, which I'm not super stoked about. So let's do that. Oh, sorry, I don't have to hit 30-second record anymore. Okay. I should have potentially still airstreamed the other slot. So, that's probably going to work against me. It looks like they're not protecting. And they do have Sash, which is kind of what I expected. They might have like Will-O-Wisp or something, which would be really annoying. Let's hope they don't. Yeah, of course they don't. Yep, because what more can you really expect? So, like, I practically should have just not changed types there. Now they're probably going to switch out, right? But we Grassy Glide and we Max Steel Spike. Yeah. Oh, imagine that. Imagine them making a good play. Okay. Yeah, that does nothing, unfortunately. And I do think my safest bet here is going to be to Grassy Glide and G-Max Wildfire just to get that damage off. They're, yeah, probably going to Dynamax Celesteela or something, right? Actually, I think their best bet would be to protect Celesteela this turn, but we'll see. We will see. Their Celesteela actually can probably one-shot my Rillaboom. That's not good. That's not good. But I do have Regieleki, which they probably have Raichu. Yep, doesn't pick it up, just like I knew it wouldn't. Imagine that. So, yeah, I mean, it's annoying. It's annoying how obvious it all is. It's annoying how obvious it all is, and then I still make the wrong decision. What do I have going for me right now? I have their people at ridiculously low health. I could bring out P2 and no, they have fake tears. So I think what I have to do is bring out Regieleki, protect, and use Iron Head. So let's hope that they do try to, you know, not switch out. Okay, so this is going my way. Ah. So I need to think about this. My Cinderace is still the quickest thing on the field, so that's nice. They used Light Screen, indicating that they probably don't have Raichu. They do have Raichu. And Raichu has Fake Out. So let's try that. I think that's going to be my safest play right now. Because if I was them, I would definitely fake out Regieleki, right? Like, special attack. That's good. Please don't miss. And don't get targeted by a Max Rockfall. I'm kind of expecting them to target Regieleki right now. AKA Porygon 2, because you got psyched. I think what I want to do this turn is potentially use Recover, actually. I think my safest bet is going to be to Pyro Ball the, boy over here and just straight up use Recover. This Pyro Ball should still be able to knock out. I'm pretty confident in it. They might have not, they probably have Protect, right? And maybe they have Charm and Nuzzle, I would say. They probably should. Okay. Yeah, that picks up. Okay, so they do Nuzzle. They can't paralyze me. They can't paralyze me. I highly doubt that they can do enough damage with any move that Raichu has. So I'm gonna say I got this one in the bag. As weirdly as the game developed, It was really just a matter of keeping Cinderace alive for long enough. And I think I do actually just double up the Spectrier this turn and just not worry about it. So they might Protect. I don't think the Protect's going to win them the game. So nice. That turn 1 Airstream really worked to my benefit. And it's really nice to just see this going my way. Ooh, the Volt Switch actually picks up the knockout. That's cool. Oh. Oof. It's nice to see things going my way with this team, just because, well, alright, I'm gonna resolve myself is the word, and just really think hardly about needing to think about when I have a win condition that I need to satisfy. So in my last draft league game that I just played, I didn't use Redirection turn 1 with Amoonguss versus Regigigas, and it technically was the safer bet. Oh, that did nothing. It technically was the safer bet because they ended up getting a critical hit on my Dynamax Vikavolt, which allowed them to take it out the next turn with Expanding Force. So already things were going wrong. And then in the end game, I had pretty much one win condition, which was switch out Mew, them using Giga Impact, and then me being able to, get through it. And what did I do? I didn't switch out Mew. They did use Giga Impact, but instead of having Mew as my last person left, I had Amoonguss. And so, sometimes you do really have to identify your win conditions. And I think in this instance, it was like protecting Regieleki at the right turns, switching Regieleki out at the right turns. Not that it really mattered because we didn't really need Regieleki that much in the end game, but I think it still counted for something. It gave me more options in the end, which matters. And so, you do have to look out for just making crucial plays like that. But that's going to complete our video for the Rillaboom team, which is apparently really good. So that's a 3-win streak, I think, with this team. So thank y'all for watching, and let's just have a good one, and if you like the content, please consider giving me any feedback on my teams, or just subscribing to the channel and following along, because I do appreciate it. So no.
Oh. What is going on? Sorry. Let's see if we can have ourselves a pretty interesting match against this team. Right off the bat, they have some things that don't feel great. They have Regieleki, I have Regieleki, which is good against a lot of their team, but not all of it. Rillaboom I would like to go for, but it's not a good option. I feel like Dynamax Regieleki is going to be one of my best options here. I might, I might just lead, 9 Regieleki Cinderace, actually. I haven't tried that yet. With P2 in the back, because it's generally good, and, Rillaboom, even though I need a good answer for, I need to get rid of their Rillaboom. Am I leaving myself too vulnerable to their Feeny if I don't bring Rillaboom? That's kind of the one thing I'm wondering right now. Spectre, you're right. Okay. So I can definitely imagine them using Nasty Plot. I could also imagine them protecting. What I kind of want to do is just do the whatever I just did, and then use Max Airstream on the Spectrier. And that should at least ensure okay, this is gonna get risky because I'm actually kind of feeling like I should Dynamax Regieleki here. And what I might have wanted to do is Max Strike their Rotom and Iron Head, maybe? Or no, Iron Head's not great. I mean, I would have had to Pyro Ball. If this does anything, it kind of helps start taking care of things. but I know that, you know, I don't necessarily have a great answer to Rotom besides this. Well, no, I have Melodic, right? So, I have that going for me. But no, Melodic's not a good answer to Rotom. Right, so there's the nasty plot. That's what I was expecting. So this is gonna get a little rough. And I think my initial idea was a little bit better to Dynamax Regieleki and do the Max Strike. So they are going to send out Celesteela. That does make things a little bit rough. What do I want to do here? I mean, obviously Celesteela takes pretty big damage from a Thunderbolt. That does nothing. That does some. You know they're going to protect Celesteela is the thing. But, like, this feels like what I have to do. Because I don't think that Nasty Plot Rotom has a move that can one-shot Cinderace. It might, honestly. Like, it really might. But I think this Max Knuckle boost should help with something. Yes, yeah. So I don't think. Should I have just gone for the Hyper Beam actually? I don't think it would have done that much is the problem. So another Max Knuckle should be able to take them out. This should be not very effective, right? Okay, well, it does a lot. I think if I get Rotom to a low enough health, I won't really have anything to worry about. So let's see. Gmax Fireball is half effectivity. Gmax Knuckle, I'm gonna go for Gmax Knuckle. They should withdraw Celesteela. So I'm really hoping that this Max Knuckle with the attack boost is enough to knock out. Man, like, that's why you gotta, I literally knew what to do. Let's just hope this Max Knuckle does enough. I don't think it's going to. It does. Okay, good. Yeah, of course I get a crit. That's just, like, unfair. You know? But the thing is, like, you can hear me, like, practically knowing the right thing to do the whole time, and then I just, like, kinda don't, you know? Like, I think Dynamaxing Cinderace ended up being okay. I wouldn't have minded doing what I originally said, Dynamaxing, Dynamaxing the other boy. Something that I think I want to do here, just to honestly make sure I win this, because you really never know. is I'm going to sacrifice my +2. I'm going to protect, and I'm going to switch into Porygonus. Because Porygon doesn't really take a lot of damage from whatever they're going to do. They can fake out Cinderace, that's fine. Like, special attack raise. Okay. Somebody has a life orb. So I think what I want to do right now is just Thunderbolt the Celesteela and use Ice Beam on Rillaboom. Oh, yeah, why didn't I think about that? So my Ice Beam's gonna knock out. If I miss with Cinderace, that would be bad. I do have Melodic in the back, so I have that going for me. You know, I can put their Celesteela to sleep, and then I can just work it away. It does suck that I got that crit on them, but like, I wouldn't quit yet if I was them. But that's gonna be the game. Yep. So GG's to my opponent. I do think the +1 Max Knuckle was gonna be close to a knockout on Rotom. I just kind of felt like based on where we were at, it was going to be a leave them at like low red. So, I mean, yeah, like that crit was cool. Like, I literally said what the right play was right before I did it. So, like, but in the end of the day, I think the chip from the Thunderbolt did help me just get rid of Rillaboom safely and effectively. So, you know, it all worked out. That's nice, right? But yeah, so what am I trying to say? I definitely, like, I literally said it. I was like, Thunderbolt, or you could have Electroweb too, right? Like, Thunderbolt the Rotom and Max Knuckle the Rotom, that one turn where they switch out Celesteela, and you absolutely ensure the victory. But, like, I gambled, and I guess I got saved, quasi-saved by a, you know, crit, because, you know, we would have had to see what would happen. I think there's ways I could have still maneuvered it, even if Rotom had survived on 1 health. It would have still been slow, which would have been its, you know, downfall. Well, no, because it would have got to do something really powerful. So, yeah, it's sometimes you just gotta risk, I guess. But like sometimes you also gotta listen to yourself when you know the right play. So, that's my spiel for that. But we did just get a really nice 4-win streak with this team in order to kind of start picking up the slack. Because I was actually doing really well with Giga's team. I had gotten maybe like 5 wins and 3 losses. So I was, you know, gaining traction. And then I switched to another team that I got like 5 bad matchups in a row and lost 5 in a row. And my rank plummeted. So, you know, that 4-win streak is helping us get back somewhere, right? Like, I've played much more than I would like to already this season, but, yep, that's gonna be it for this video. So, yeah, I hope that y'all enjoyed seeing the versatility of the Cinderace Rillaboom team, and it definitely has the ability to pull through some crazy situations. So, with that being said, I hope y'all have a good day. Think about liking, commenting, or subscribing if you like the content and want to interact, because I do appreciate hearing from y'all. and just having y'all follow along with my journey. And, I do think some of the teams I've been trying out are renting out are pretty good. And we do hope to release 5 more teams for Series 10 as well. So we'll get there, right? But yeah, thank y'all. And let's throw it over to the outro.